to present you another library in Stata. First of all, I'll discuss the motivation behind it. So whenever we estimate a quantile regression model, it can estimate coefficient at any quantile position, definitely, but we usually present at medians. But actually, when you have a panel data, you, for the effect for each country might be different what it actually show, because the results are showing that if the dependent variable is at the median, what will the effect of the independent variable. But the in the panel data, each country might have a different position. It means it might have a different effect. Specifically, if the coefficients are very near to zero, it means some country might have negative effect, depending upon the nature of the data, if it has high variation or high range. So I'm presenting you my first library. I successfully published it in Stata, so you can download it using ssc install xtqrplot. And then if you open help, you can see, if you go down, you can see my details here. Okay, so this is one of my first library that I'm going to present. At the end, I will explain more about how it can be used. So first of all, I will give you a demonstration of this library. So when you go to help, you can see the details here that you can use to run. So it can estimate two types of panel quantile regression. It is shown here. It can estimate simple xtqrec and then qrec pd if you want to do bootstrapping. Both need to be pre-installed. The links are here. And then um, you have to give how many windows you want to make. If you want only median regression, say one window. If you want three breaks, means three quantile breaks, then you say three windows. Then four, five. By default it is nine. Mean it will do a decile breaks 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. You can have more. It depends upon the data. If your data is big, then you can have more breaks, like 19. Why breaks? Because so that you can see which window is in which cross section is in which break, so that you can see its specified effects. Next thing that a previous all the regression codes miss is that you need to estimate different types of coefficients. So it can give you simple coefficients, semi-elasticity, elasticity, basis points, specifically if you have a financial variables. Okay, so you can suggest me more and with references if you want to see more variation in the future development. Then it can plot cross-section wise, means you can see how each cross-section is what is the effect of independent variable across each cross-section and across time, then the two-way for each cross-section and time. This two-way is useful if you have few countries and few years. Otherwise, it will be very big. Then remaining is its testing, that it has been done rigorously testing so that it does not give error. But there can be chances. If you suggest, it can be improved later on. So I will copy these data preliminary testing. So I will copy them, move it to one side, paste them here. I make sure that these codes are in one line, because it can only work, this slash only works in do file, not in this command window. So either you make it in one line or copy it in your do file. So when I run, I will show you. So it will clear the data, it will set a seed, and then create 100 observations, and then country ID, which will be from 1 to 10, means 10 observation each, and then year variable, then generate a random normal x1, then two u1 and u2 random uniform, and then merge them using this command to make x2 a non-normal variable. and then drop these non-necessary variable, then generate dependent variable. You can see x1 as a coefficient 0.4, x2 as a coefficient 0.3, and then I intentionally made error term also not normal. Because if it is normal, then simple regression could have been used. And then I add labels, and then cross ID. You can see it's a strongly balanced. This model can also work on unbalanced data, but it will only then skip the plotting for that country or time if the data is missing. So I will run basic default model first. Default model is that it will plot cross-sectional plots. So when I run this, let's have a look. So you can see now it gives you three types of normality test for each variable. You can see variable y is normal, variable x is normal, but variables x2, x1 is normal, but x2 is not normal. Then it gives you, it calculates 9 windows using xtqreg, it estimates them. It gives you the median results. You can see x1 is significant, x2 is not. In this example, then it starts to give you country-wise effects. You can see country names, their mean value, the actual percentile position, their quantile window, in which if you round them, so the nearest window. Okay, so we assign the nearest window here. So if you have more windows, then the gap between actual percentile and the nearest window will be smaller, but it requires very big data. Then it gives you coefficient value. So you can see the x2 coefficient vary a lot from negative to positive because it's a non-normal data, and it gives you a very different picture. So it's minus 0.019, but it can be minus plus 0.019, but it could be minus 0.0176 for Uruguay. So that's the motivation behind assessing this effect. So let's now, this is the result. Now we go to the plots that it give. First of all, it will just justify if the variable is normal or not. So first variable, second variable, third variable. So it's not normal. So it's an evidence, just like the statistic that I showed here. Third plot, you can see, I will zoom it in. So it will show you several things. First, the red columns are actually the positive effect. Uh, Positive effect of each cross section. These are cross section numbers on on the dependent variable. Depending, and the bars are the error confidence interval, and then the green dots are actually the mean value of the dependent variable for that cross section. You can see this cross section has the highest mean, so the coefficient is highest also. This cross section has the lowest mean and the coefficient is smallest, and the error is also very big. More variation is seen in this. You can see the coefficients are changing from negative to positive, and then the mean values are also very a lot. In most cases, they are insignificant because in the confidence interval, the zero is here. So when you are interpreting confidence interval, you see from this side. When you're interpreting the green dots, you see from the secondary x-axis. So this is a very useful plot. Okay, let's go to second case. So I go to for the time plot. Let's get the code. So I will make this code, and I will two-way. I will show it later. First, I will show time. So when you run it for time, it will do same thing. First of all, the cross sections, the variable normality tests. Then it will take some time, and then you can see for each country there is a mean value. For each year there is a mean value and their percentile positions, and then overall results are also here, but the rest are similar. You can see for each year how the coefficients are changing, for each year how coefficients are changing. So you can have a um, uh, even though the model is generalizing the results, you are moving towards specificity, seeing how each cross section the results are changing, or how within each year. But you can go further down. So the next command is the two-way where you can see both, but it depends how big your data is. Okay, so let's run this one, the cross-section plots. Let me move it side. So it will give you country wise, and then it will give you a matrix for each variable, cross-section name and year name, and then coefficient values. It's like a quantile on quantile plot, but it's actually quantile on quantile results across country and year. So it's actually whole data. So, but if your data is very big, your plots will be very difficult to interpret. So you might have to use this matrix. So you can notice that in this plot, the coefficients are varying a lot. So, so this value is a fact of x2 on y for first country in year 2010, but in the year 12 it's negative. So it means how much it is sensitive because of the changing in the quantile position of the dependent variable. So this is the plot for variable 1. You just have to do little tweaking because it depends upon the value. So what you can do, you can edit and then change the color of the coefficient values, or you press edit and then you can change the color of numbers, or you remove it if you want, because the values are shown here anyways. So you can go here and maybe select white or a shade color that you can show, or you just press delete. You just remove it, hide it without coefficient. Okay, and then save it, and then the next plot is same way. Okay, so this is the test, and then there are commands shown here which you can use the plot or with bootstrap, and then you can change the coefficients using this method, and then you can save the results and output using this command. It will store the results. Okay, so these are the references, libraries that I used in this model. So what you can do it here. So when you have a panel quantile regression model, then you can go deep into the results, and uh, see how does each country behave, and then you can see if the generalistic policy should be suitable or not. So it can create another objective of what does the distribution heterogeneity have to do with the results. So I hope you like this effort. Do let me know if you think or you have a reference that can be added in the new version of this library, or any error that you can point out. But do suggest to others, and 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 so that they can use this in their data analysis. And while you are using it, you can cite it using this reference. So my name and year 2025, and then this QR plot. So you can add this as a reference. Thank you very much for your um, interest in this video, and try to use it and let me know how does the visualization and the extended effects are being responded by your reviewers or your supervisors or your colleagues. Thank you.